Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darylyn, and today I hope you guys are excited to join me for just some dreaming about plants that I can't afford, because we are going to be talking about my 2022 plant wish list. Now, I feel like in 2021, I had a very reasonable wish list, and I actually acquired quite a few of them. And I don't think that's gonna really be the case for 2022. Pretty much everything on this list is stuff that's either crazy expensive, crazy rare, or just for whatever reason it's just not gonna be attainable for me. I don't know, maybe a few of them. But anyway, we will get right into it. And I guess we will start out with my #1 wish list plant that I think this is my #1 a few years in a row now, and that is the Philodendron Illuminaiivaragata. Now, these plants are so beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen another plant really that looks like this at all. I love that it's a philodendron. I love the shape of the leaf. It reminds me a little bit of the strawberry shake leaves when they're mature, but it's kind of still its own thing. I can't really explain it, but the other thing about it is that it has this confetti variegation pattern that you just never really see on anything else. And I also, to me, at least in my opinion, I find it has gorgeous blue undertones. So I just want an Illuminaiivaragata so badly, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be happening anytime soon unless I win the lottery or something, because these plants routinely go into the high quadruple, low quintuple digits as far as price. I've seen a number of them for sale in the past couple of weeks, and I did see one today for $2,000. And then I saw another one for sale for $8,000. I saw another one for sale for $25,000. I saw another one for sale for $18,000. I mean, the plants are definitely out there, but prices are still really, really high. So I'm hopeful that the prices on them will come down a little bit this year. Actually, let's be realistic. I'm hopeful that the prices go down a lot a bit this year, because coming down a little bit from $25,000 is still way too much money for me. But I really want an Illuminaiivaragata for obvious reasons. They're gorgeous and beautiful, and just my absolute #1 dream wish list plant. So I bet there's a lot of people out there thinking, yeah, get in line, Darylyn. I've wanted an Illuminaiivaragata since 2010, and hey, fair enough. Anyway, most of the others on the list are quite a bit more attainable than that one. So next, I would actually really love to get my hands on a really nice specimen of Variegated Addinsonii Tricolor. So this is apparently a sport that came from Kunzo in Japan, and it is a Variegated Addinsonii, but instead of just having the white on the green, there's an intermediate kind of mint color. And when there's a lot of expression of the light green, the dark green, and the white, I just think it's so beautiful. So I would love, love, love to get my hands on one of those. But unfortunately, as it is with a lot of variegated plants, just because something is technically from, a plant that's a tricolor doesn't mean that the expression of the variegation is particularly good. So the really good specimens are still really expensive. So fingers crossed I can maybe get that in a trade or add it to my collection in some other way in the next couple of years. But man, those are so beautiful. And I just can't imagine how gorgeous they would be grown up on, a plank or something and just enormous. I need more space. I need a bigger house. Next on the list might be a little bit of a less popular option, but I would really love to add a Philodendron bicolor to my collection. Now, these are kind of like the Philodendron Illuminaiivaragata was, where it's kind of like a plant nerd thing. It looks like a lot of other things, and you really only need the exact real one if you're really, really interested in being a nerd and nerding out about it. So I could see why other people don't get excited about Philodendron bicolor, because it does look a lot like a lot of other plants, but I think it's really cool. I like the way that it kind of looks like a patriciae, but the top is more narrow and it comes down and it's pendant, and I just think it's a cool plant. I would actually like to grow one up on a piece of cork board or something. I think that would be really, really cool. That one I think is a bit more attainable than some of the other ones on the list, because I think that now that people want them, I've been seeing more of them pop up. I mean, they're still expensive, but they're definitely not quintuple digits expensive. So maybe soon I could actually get, you know, maybe like a juvenile one or a chunk or something. But the problem with that though is that like if you're trying to save money by getting a juvenile plant or a chunk or a node or something like that, it's so much harder to identify that you're actually getting what you're paying for. So I don't know. We shall see, but I would really like to add the Philodendron bicolor to my collection. All right, so the next would be, and this is going to be a controversial choice. Next would be the Monstera noid mint variegata. And that is because this is a plant that I've wanted for forever. Like ever since I found out that it existed like years ago, I've really, really wanted it. And back then it was really expensive, but much more attainable than it is now. Now, whenever I see these plants go for sale, I mean, it's like minimum $3,000 for a cutting. And then, I mean, if you're looking at like a full plant like this would probably be like $20,000. I'm not saying that it's worth it, but I personally just really do like mint variegation. And I love the way that the noid Monstera has like the thinner fenestrations with a little bit more of a curve to them, a little bit more pointed. I think the plant is really beautiful, even without the variegation, but like add mint variegation on top of that, it's like chef's kiss. And I guess while we're talking about Monstera, we can also add the Monstera Burley Marks Flame to the list. This is a cool looking plant. I really like it. It's like super, super, super bougie and expensive and high end right now. But I'm hoping since the plant it's not variegated, that maybe the prices on this one will eventually come down. But that, oh man, that would look so good. Like it's just so sleek and like the lines are so crisp. And the other thing about it is that the lines on it and like the way the plant is shaped with the fenestrations, it kind of reminds me of a Hoya polyneura. And your girl does love a mermaid vibe. So I would love to have that. I don't remember the last time I looked and saw prices on the Monstera Burley Marks Flame, but it was expensive. It was like, I want to say it was definitely like mid to upper quadruple digits. But yeah, fingers crossed that that those come out this year and the prices go down on those because I really want one. Okay, so next is just Anthurium in general. I like dark Anthurium. Once you get more into Anthurium, you start to find that there's just an unlimited number of hybrids that all kind of look the same that are like dark and veiny, and I mean they're all really beautiful, but the differences are very subtle. So I mean I would love to acquire a lot of those, but I think for me there's a few in particular. I would love to add a Doc Block Anthurium to my collection because it is just so like beautiful with like the red pigments and the dark colors and the veins. Absolutely adore those. I would love to add a Doc Block, and then I would also like to get a Carla Blacki because it's very similar to the Doc Block, I feel, in certain ways, in certain like visual features, but it doesn't have the red as much. So, and it's so dark. Like I love my Ace of Spades, and so anything that's like dark and velvety and like heart-shaped or like kind of, oh, I just love it so much. I would also like to get an Anthurium Voodoo Child because I believe that those plants have like really beautiful blue undertones, and I love a dark plant with blue undertones. Like, ooh, take my money on that. I do think that those Anthurium, most of those would actually be like pretty attainable for me if I decided I wanted to just buy one, but I don't know, like I'm really trying not to like be impulsive about buying plants this year, so probably gonna have to wait on those. But like who knows, if you had told me at the beginning of 2021 that some of the plants that I have now, I would have been like, no way. So you never know kind of what's gonna happen. But yeah, just sexy dark veiny Anthurium. Bonus if they have, you know, some like pink or red undertones would be cool. I like that. Then another one that I have seen hitting the scene lately that I just absolutely adore is actually, I think it's a Scindapsus tricolor. And I don't know if it is just the Scindapsus pictus with 2 colors of variegation on it, but man, these tricolor Scindapsus are so cool, especially when people have them shingling. I personally really, really prefer the Scindapsus, how it looks when it's shingling than as it's trailing or climbing. So I would love love to add one of those to my collection if I could track them down. I haven't seen very many like domestic sellers offering them, so I guess I would have to probably, you know, build a relationship up with another exporter in order to get them. But man, those Tricolor Skinopsis are gorgeous, and I would absolutely love to get my hands on one of those. All right, so then the last plant that we are going to talk about today is the plant that I think might be the most accessible to me to get, depending on how things go this year, and that is the Philodendron Red Anderson. Now, you know me, I am a sucker for variegation. I'm a sucker for tricolor, anything basically, and I am a sucker for the color gray. And one of the things that I find so cool about the Philodendron Red Anderson is that it'll have this gray color on it that I just like, it just like speaks to me. Like I look at it and like serotonin is released in my brain. So I really, really, really want to get one of these. They are so cool. I had a couple opportunities to get nodes, to get small plants for good deals for what these plants go for, because they do go into the quadruple digits, but just still too much money to put on the line to risk, you know, something not rooting or rotting or whatever. Or, you know, if node propagating pink princesses is any indication, like there's not the best success rate with, you know, getting a really beautiful plant from a node propagation. So it's probably better that I didn't go for it, but I really want one of these. Apparently, when they're like, as they mature, kind of similar to a white princess, there's potential for them to give you even more color besides just like the green, the white, and the gray. So I would love, love, love to get my hands on one of these, especially if it was proven that it was not a tissue culture one, that it was like an original hybrid. That would be so cool. Once again, plant nerd plant. The tissue culture and the hybrid ones are probably exactly the same because they are clones. It's more just about like the collectability of it, more so than like the quality of the plant. But anyway, that is my wish list for 2022. I don't really expect to get any of these plants this year, to be quite honest, but there's a few that I might be able to pull the trigger on or trade for if I get a little bit lucky. So wish me luck with my plant collecting endeavors in 2022. I hope that you guys all get every single plant on your wish list this year. And go ahead and tell me down below which plants you're looking for this year. Are they the same as the ones I'm looking for? Do you have any other suggestions? Maybe you guys know of something that's like way cooler than anything I'm looking for. So, all right, plant friends, don't forget about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep bringing this up in every single video until we hit 1,000 subscribers. All you need to do is be subscribed to the channel, follow my Instagram, and then like leave a comment below in any of the videos where the giveaway is mentioned, and then you'll be entered to win. And I'll announce the winner once we hit 1,000 subscribers. That'll be that video where I say we hit 1,000 subscribers. That'll be your last chance to enter, and then in the next one I'll announce the winner. Just reminder though, you do need to live in the United States because it is going to be a plant of sorts, so I can't ship plants internationally. So anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Bye everybody!